Have you ever looked at your balcony, patio, or even a sunny windowsill and dreamt of a green oasis brimming with fresh food? It might seem like a distant dream, something reserved for those with sprawling backyards and endless free time. But what if I told you that you can create a vibrant, productive, and surprisingly low-maintenance garden in whatever small space you have? The secret lies in building a system, a tiny ecosystem where each element supports the others. Today, we're going to move beyond just putting plants in pots. We're building a truly self-sustaining garden system designed specifically for the challenges and opportunities of small-space urban living. This isn't about complicated gadgets or expensive setups. It's about using smart, nature-inspired techniques to create a garden that largely takes care of itself, rewarding you with a continuous supply of fresh, homegrown food. Get ready to transform your small space into a personal paradise. Our journey begins with the lifeblood of any garden, water. In container gardening, water management is everything. Pots, especially on a sunny or windy balcony, can dry out incredibly fast, stressing your plants and demanding constant attention. Our goal is to create a moisture retention system that mimics nature, providing consistent hydration without daily watering. This not only saves you time, but also creates healthier, more resilient plants. First, let's create a deep watering reservoir using a simple DIY trick. Take a plastic bottle, poke several small holes in the bottom half, and bury it next to your plant, leaving the neck exposed. When you fill the bottle, water seeps out slowly and deeply into the root zone, right where the plant needs it most. This encourages deep root growth and prevents wasteful evaporation from the surface. For a more traditional approach, you can use a small unglazed terracotta pot, often called an ola. Plug the drainage hole, bury it, and fill it with water. The porous clay will naturally release moisture as the surrounding soil dries out. If you have several pots, a simple drip irrigation system is a game changer. You can buy inexpensive kits online or at a garden center. These systems deliver water directly to the base of each plant, drop by drop. This is incredibly efficient, reducing water use by up to 70% compared to hand watering. A major bonus is that it keeps the leaves dry, which significantly reduces the risk of common fungal diseases like powdery mildew. You can even attach a simple battery-operated timer to the tap, making your watering system completely automated. Finally, never leave your soil bare. Add a 2-inch layer of mulch on top of the soil in your containers. This is one of the easiest and most effective things you can do. Mulch acts like a blanket, shielding the soil from the sun, drastically reducing evaporation and keeping the roots cool. It also suppresses weeds and, as it breaks down, adds valuable organic matter to your soil. Great options for containers include straw, shredded leaves, wood chips, or even grass clippings from an untreated lawn. A truly self-sustaining garden feeds itself. Instead of relying on constant inputs of synthetic fertilizers, we're going to create a living soil, a rich ecosystem in a pot. We'll do this by choosing plants that actively improve the soil as they grow, creating a closed-loop system of nutrients. First, let's enlist the help of nitrogen fixers. Plants in the legume family, like bush beans, peas, and even clover, have a magical ability. They form a symbiotic relationship with bacteria in the soil that allows them to pull nitrogen gas from the air and convert it into a form that plants can use. Nitrogen is the most critical nutrient for lush green growth. By interplanting legumes throughout your garden, you're providing a slow-release, natural fertilizer for their neighbors. When the legume plant is finished producing, don't pull it out. Simply cut it at the soil line, leaving the nitrogen-rich roots to decompose and feed the next generation of plants. This is the chop-and-drop method, and it's fundamental to building soil health. Next, let's introduce some dynamic accumulators. These are plants with deep taproots that act like miners, pulling up valuable minerals and nutrients from the lower layers of your container that other plants can't reach. Borage is a fantastic choice for containers. It accumulates calcium and potassium, and its beautiful blue flowers are a magnet for pollinators. Comfrey is another powerhouse, known for accumulating a wide range of nutrients. You can harvest the leaves of these plants a few times a season and use them as a nutrient-rich mulch around heavy feeders like tomatoes or peppers. This process brings those deep soil nutrients to the surface, making them available to the entire container ecosystem. In a small garden, every plant needs to pull its weight. Companion planting is the art and science of pairing plants together for mutual benefit. These powerful partnerships can help deter pests, attract beneficial insects, improve growth, and even enhance flavor, all while maximizing your use of space. It's about creating a diverse community where plants work together. Let's look at some classic combos. The most famous is tomatoes and basil. The strong aromatic oils in basil are believed to repel common tomato pests like the tomato hornworm and whiteflies. Many gardeners swear it even improves the tomato's flavor. Another powerful strategy is using trap crops. Nasturtiums are perfect for this. Aphids love them, so planting them near your brassicas, like kale or broccoli, can lure the pests away from your main crop. Plus, every part of the nasturtium is edible, adding a peppery kick to your salads. Don't forget the power of flowers like marigolds. The scent of French marigolds can deter pests above ground, while their roots release a chemical that can suppress harmful root knot nematodes below the soil, protecting the roots of your vegetables. You can even create complex guilds in a single large pot. The Three Sisters, a traditional Native American planting method, can be adapted for a container. Plant a cornstalk in the center to provide a natural trellis. Plant pole beans around it, which will climb the corn while fixing nitrogen to feed the corn's heavy appetite. Then, plant a vining crop like a small cucumber or squash at the base to act as a living mulch, shading the soil and suppressing weeds. Another fantastic trio is carrots, onions, and rosemary. The strong scents of the onions and rosemary work together to confuse and repel the carrot root fly, a common pest that can ruin your crop. These combinations create a multi-layered defense system that is far more effective than a single crop grown alone. A self-sustaining garden should provide for you consistently. The goal is to move away from the boom and bust cycle of planting once and harvesting once. We want to create a system that provides a steady, continuous supply of fresh food with minimal effort. This involves a few clever harvesting and planting techniques. Embrace the cut-and-come-again method. Many plants will happily regrow after harvesting if you do it correctly. For leafy greens like loose-leaf lettuce, spinach, Swiss chard, and kale, always harvest the larger outer leaves. Leave the smaller central leaves and the growing crown untouched. The plant will continue to produce new leaves from the center, allowing you to harvest from the same plant for weeks or even months. This is far more productive than harvesting the whole head at once. The same principle applies to many herbs like parsley, cilantro, and basil. Don't throw away your kitchen scraps. Many of them can be regrown for a bonus harvest. The easiest are green onions. Just place the white root ends in a small glass of water and they'll start regrowing in days. You can do the same with the base of a celery bunch or a head of romaine lettuce. Once they sprout new roots and leaves, you can plant them in a pot for a more substantial plant. For a super-fast and nutrient-dense harvest, try growing microgreens. Simply scatter seeds like radish, broccoli, or pea shoots thickly on a shallow tray of soil. Keep them moist, and you can harvest them with scissors in just 7 to 14 days. It's the ultimate instant gratification for urban gardeners. In a small space, the only way to grow is up. Vertical gardening is the key to multiplying your growing area without increasing your footprint. By using your vertical space wisely, you can create different microclimates, organize your garden efficiently, and grow far more than you ever thought possible. There are many ways to go vertical. Stacking planters are fantastic for growing things like strawberries and herbs in a compact tower. You can also find wall-mounted fabric pockets, perfect for a green wall of lettuce and flowers. But you don't need to buy special equipment. Get creative with repurposed items. An old bookshelf can become a brilliant multi-level plant station. A sturdy A-frame ladder can hold pots on each step, creating a beautiful cascading display. You can even use a heat-treated look for the HT stamp wooden pallet stood on its end to create a rustic vertical planter for shallow-rooted herbs and greens. A vertical setup allows you to take advantage of microclimates. Your space is not uniform. The top shelf will be sunnier, hotter and windier than the bottom. Use this to your advantage. Place your sun-loving, heat-tolerant plants like tomatoes, peppers and rosemary on the top tiers where they can soak up the rays. The middle layers, which get partial sun, are perfect for herbs, bush beans and strawberries. The bottom shelves, which will be the shadiest and coolest, are ideal for delicate greens like lettuce, spinach and mint that can't handle the intense afternoon sun. By matching the plant to the position, you ensure everyone is happy and thriving. As you can see, by weaving these principles together, smart watering, living soil, plant partnerships, continuous harvesting and vertical layouts, you create more than just a collection of plants. You create a resilient, interconnected ecosystem. Every drop of water is conserved, every inch of soil is enriched, and every plant works together to create a system that is productive, beautiful, and largely self-sufficient. This is about more than just growing food. It's about fostering a small piece of nature in your own space, reducing waste, and experiencing the profound satisfaction of harvesting something you grew yourself. Don't be afraid to start small. Pick one or two of these ideas, experiment and observe. Your garden will be your best teacher.